Miniature Market has thousands of board games at discounted prices. Click the direct link below to see all of those discounted games. Hello my friends, it's the Game Boy Geek here. When I was a kid, I loved Tetris like many of you back on the old-fashioned colorless Game Boy, all the way up to the newest one that I got with all the amazing graphics and sounds, the latest Tetris. But my channel isn't about Nintendo games, even though my game is Game Boy Geek, because I was named the Game Boy about board games. And today we're going to be taking a look at Tetris Tumble XL. This is a giant version, a physical version of Tetris that I got at Costco recently. Let me show you how it's played. I'll see you on the other side. Tetris Tumble XL comes in this huge box, but it also comes in a huge carry case where all the pieces and the stand and everything fit right in it. Now here are some of the shapes that come with the game. Now they're big, they fit in your hands well. Here is the stand. It actually sits in a flat base to make sure it's level. Comes with a die. And here are some of the other shapes. On your turn, you're simply rolling this die. It comes with cellophane on top of it. I've kept it on there to keep it clean because you're typically rolling it on the floor or on the ground, and whatever comes up, that's what you place. Sometimes it's a piece, sometimes it's a choice of pieces, sometimes it's a question mark, and you can do whatever you want. And you're simply placing the block where you want. There's easy mode and hard mode, different ways to play the game, but essentially you're placing the block and trying to make it not topple. Whoever makes it topple, the person that placed last before it toppled, is the winner. Now let me show you a time lapse of me putting this together and then slowing it down or back to normal speed when there's some interesting things going on. As I mentioned in the overview, huge nostalgic value for me for Tetris. Again, I played the old monochrome Game Boy version of this. If you're skipping right to this, yes, my channel is called Game Boy Geek, but it actually has nothing to do with Nintendo games. I was nicknamed the Game Boy because I used to hold games when I was a little kid, 6 or 7 years old, from my arms up over my eyes. I was bumping into things, asking somebody who wanted to play a game. And so my dad nicknamed me the Game Boy, and this was way before the Game Boy even came out. That's how old I am. But my channel is about board games, so this lays in that physical world. But that nostalgic value is there, and I think it is there for many people. Even just when you hear the theme, the sound of Tetris, it just makes people. It makes me light up, like, oh my gosh, and I bet you all of you just hummed along with me right now, right? So it has that nostalgic value, right? So area presence. Now, usually in table games, tabletop games, we often say a game has great table presence, meaning, hey, you're playing this game somewhere, maybe in a public space, and people walking by are going to stop and go, what is this? This just looked really interesting. And we call that table presence. Here it's area presence, because this thing is huge. It's taking up a huge area of wherever you're at, whether a convention or an event. It has great area presence. It looks amazing, all the different colors, and it's a great convention game. If you're at a board game convention or you're at a big event, I actually run many events, not only here at the studio, but also in public. I've run many events, especially in my neighborhood as well, and we're doing another one in fall. This will be a great one to add there right out front by the door to get people in, wanting to come play. So this is a great game if you're having big events, big family parties and things like that. I like that there's an easy and hard mode, so you can play with using both hands, or play if you only can use one hand. You can play like I just did there for the video, which is just pick whatever piece you want, put it there, or hard mode, which is you roll a die and you have to place that piece. And then even if you get all the way to the end, I like that. Hey, I mean, what happens? Does the game just end? Nobody wins? No, you in easy mode you take a piece and move it, or in hard mode you take a piece out and move it to the top, right? And so there's nothing underneath it. There's nothing above it. And I like that because eventually the game's gonna end. It doesn't take long, 10 minutes maybe this game takes, and it's fun. And it makes a lot of noise when it falls. Everyone's gonna look around at you. I actually have Giant Jenga. And shout out to my brother Steve, who not only pointed this Tumble XL out to me, he sent me a little Instagram post of somebody buying it at Costco, something like that. I didn't even know this existed. And I went and bought it. And more on that later, but it's not available anymore, at least online. And so I bought it, and I'm glad I did because it sold out the next day. And I bought that because my brother showed it to me, and he loves Tetris too, but he also, for my housewarming present 4 years ago, bought me Giant Jenga. And we've had fun with that at a lot of the bigger events, and he likes that game too. But this, I think, is a better version of that type of game, because now there is the old sort of, hey, I'm playing with these wood figures and wood pieces for Jenga, and there is something different about that makes it calming and just also nostalgic value. But this is just, I don't know, this is more exciting, more fun. Will I use both? Yeah, I'll have both set up at most all of my big events, but it is more fun than the Giant Jenga. So anything negative to say about this? Well, first of all, again, like I just mentioned, I bought it on Costco's website, even though I live near a Costco. And the next day, like I bought it the day my brother showed it to me. I bought it the next day, I sent it to my friends, it was already sold out. So it's out of stock in Costco. And my experience with Costco has been, if they have something you like, you better buy it, because once it sells out, they usually don't ever get any back. And I'm hoping that's not the case here, but something that's sort of a fringe thing like this, I have a feeling that's going to be the way it is, unfortunately. I did look in my general area of the world here, and there are 2 or 3 stores that still have them in stock. So if you live close to a Costco, and if you search the Costco site for this, it won't come up. If you go on Google and you search for this, it will come up, and you can link to that, and then you can look at your own store. And there's 2 or 3 stores that still have it here in my area, but most of them are out of stock, and it's probably gonna be out of stock soon. So if you think you might like this, I think your only bet is to look at your local Costco's, and if they have it, you better run down there and get it, because it's gonna be gone soon, I imagine. So it's really hard to find. I hope somebody bring this back, whether it's Costco or somebody else. And the other thing is, the negative, it's big. Even if in the bag. Now, I was able to get everything to fit in the bag. You have to basically put the pieces in the back of the stand. It kind of fits in the way it was in the box. And then kind of Tetris in some of the pieces. But it does fit into that large bag, the stand and everything. And I like that everything fits in there. But even with that being said, you throw the box out, you have the thing. It takes quite a bit of space to store it. You're gonna probably end up putting this thing in the garage somewhere, because it takes up a decent amount of space. So those are the positives and negatives. If you can get your hands on this thing, it's one of those things that's just gonna be fun for many years, and I hope somebody brings it back. This has been the Game Boy Geek, breaking down barriers, growing relationships with board games, and helping you on the next one you love. Game Toppers upgrades every game you play, and they just launched their 4.5 Kickstarter, which will introduce the new Galactic, Mycroft, and Watson Game Toppers with interchangeable rail inlays, as well as new game mats, miniature gaming terrain packs, leg kit options, dining covers, accessories, and amazing package deals. Search for Game Toppers on Kickstarter or go to GameToppersLLC.com.